crafter, it's Amanda. Welcome to my channel, Craft is Autonomous, where I give you the knowledge and skills you need to craft it yourself. So at the end of the Christmas season every year, I always go shopping for discounted Christmas decorations, and Hobby Lobby is a great place to go. And so last year at the end of the season, I was able to go to Hobby Lobby and get this really beautiful pack of 50 ornaments for only $2. If you watched my video on how to make a lantern using dollar store picture frames, you might have seen those ornaments. But anyways, this particular package of ornaments came with these white ornaments. Now they actually are really pretty. They kind of have this kind of pearl shimmer to them, but they don't really go with any of my decor. So I decided, why not take these plain white ornaments and DIY them into something super cute. So today I'm going to be bringing you 5 DIY ways to decorate white ornaments. So let's get started. The first idea is to use red washi tape to give our ornament candy cane stripes. First, figure out how much you need to go around the widest part of your ornament, and then cut that. And then cut that piece into thin strips. Cutting the tape with a pair of scissors can be a little tricky, so another option is to put your piece of tape on a cutting board and then use some kind of knife like an X-Acto knife and cut out your strips of tape like this. Once you have your tape cut into thin strips, you can put it onto your ornament. I'm going to make my stripes run kind of diagonally along this ornament. Super cute and super easy. You can also mix it up where you just run the stripes all different directions. That will look super cute as well. And of course, with this look, you don't have to stick with white and red. You could use tape that has other colors, or even the fun patterned ones will look super cute. For our next idea, we're going to turn an ornament into a snowman. I'm gonna just do a snowman face, but it would be so cute if you either glued 3 ornaments together to make the body of the snowman as well, or you can just add buttons to these bottom 2 and just hang them on the tree beneath the head. Lots of ways you can achieve this. I'm going to go the easiest route, which is Sharpies, but you can of course use puffy paint or use foam to add some 3D-ness to your ornament. My third idea is one of my favorites. It's so fun, and that is to find some decorative party napkins and Mod Podge them onto your ornament. I have these left over from a summer DIY dollar store video I did, and these would be perfect if you're going for a tropical tree, get that Mili Kalikimaka kind of vibe. For this, you will of course need your ornament. You'll also need decorative napkins and Mod Podge. You could use name brand Mod Podge. I'm just going to mix up a little bit of tacky glue with some water. You could also get Elmer's glue from the dollar store and mix that with water. And I'm just gonna mix it in this mug since it cleans up with water. Okay, who am I kidding? I should have just taken the cap off. Good enough. I'm just gonna kind of use my sponge here to add some water because I don't want to add too much water. And just mix it together. I'll probably need to mix up a little more, but we'll start here. So take your napkin, and ultimately we'll need to separate the top layer. Sometimes it's hard to separate the top layer until you've started cutting shapes out. So I'm gonna cut some shapes out, and hopefully that'll loosen things up enough where I can separate the layers. Here the layers are separating, so I'm gonna pull it apart across the whole napkin. In the bottom half you can use to protect your work surface. Now that I have my pieces cut out, I'm just going to get my Mod Podge mixture, put some onto my ornament. My mixture's pretty runny, but that's okay. And start adding on the napkin pieces. So once I've covered my ornament completely, I'm just gonna press down any little areas that seem to be popping up, get things to lay as smooth and flat as possible. There'll be a little bit of wrinkling. It'll turn out fine when it's all said and done. So I'm gonna hang mine to dry, but you could also set it in the top of a little cup to hold it while it dries. Next, we're going to use Sharpies and a little bit of rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer to create a marbled ornament. I'm going to start by coloring it in a bunch of different colors. You want to just color in little blocks and sections. Then for this next part, I like to put the ornament in something just to hold it so I don't have to touch it with my hands and get Sharpie all over my hands. You're going to want to use either rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer. I only have 70% rubbing alcohol, whereas this hand sanitizer is 65%, and I personally find the hand sanitizer works a little bit better. We'll see if we can get it to work with the 70%, but most likely I'll end up using the hand sanitizer. You can use a brush. I've got the sponge brush that I use for basically everything. Drip a little bit onto surface here. And you can see it's running in some spots. Or you can put the alcohol directly onto your brush or sponge and then start dabbing around. Since we're done with Sharpies and alcohol, make sure that you work in a well-ventilated area so you're not breathing the fumes in directly. And then once you get the look that you want, just let it air dry. And of course, once it dries, you can go back and touch up and add some more colors. You also may want to test some of your colors because see how the green here didn't seem to blend well, but the oranges and pinks blended super great. So you may want to do some test swatches before you start using colors just to make sure they'll all blend. But now I just gotta let it dry. For my final ornament, I am going to write the word Noel on here with a red Sharpie. I'm going to first trace my word and design on here in a pencil and then go over it with a Sharpie so that way I can make sure I get the look that I want. So a few tips for writing your word. First of all, make sure that you trace it out in pencil first because it'll make it go so much easier. Secondly, you want to go slow and careful, but also confident. If you do a bunch of little lines, you're going to get jagged edges. So you want to do slow but confident, smooth lines all the way down your edge. And then once you outline your letter, then just carefully fill it in. And if you totally butcher your design, you can try to use the rubbing alcohol to remove it. With the alcohol, there's a good chance you'll be able to remove it, but you do run the risk of not getting it off all the way and kind of creating a blurred background. In worst case scenario, if your design is a total flop, then you just get other colors of Sharpies and you do this one like you did the previous design where you just use the rubbing alcohol to blur your colors and create a marbled effect. And of course you can decorate it however else you want. I've kind of got a blank spot on the back, so I'm going to add some green snowflakes. But there you have it. These are 5 easy DIYs you can do with white ornaments. I think these turned out so cute. I love how the plain white ornaments are basically a blank canvas for your creativity. But you of course could do this with any solid color ornament. It would also be really pretty, some of these ones where we wrote a word on them. If you had a dark colored ornament, whether that be a dark red or a just solid black ornament, and then use a metallic gold Sharpie, that would show up on there really well and would be super pretty and festive as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to come back on Tuesday. I've got a really fun one that I'm excited about. I've got a lot more Christmas, DIY, and decor videos coming all throughout this month and next month, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you get notified whenever I post new content. Thanks so much for watching and happy crafting!